You're listening to the Pace Radio Network, here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good evening and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We are live and we're found at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. Good evening, Tamara. You look like you got your hands full there.
First doobie of the day again, rushing in after work. So I'm just rolling up some sour diesel.
All right, good stuff.
How's your day going? I see that you're inside this week. Is it scorching hot there too, so you don't want to be out?
No, actually, to tell you the truth, it's pretty cool here. We have some company and they're here in their RV, and last night they had to have the heat on, and I wouldn't doubt if they have to have it on tonight as well. We were sitting out there. Yeah, I had my friggin' coat on, a hoodie on. They went in and got changed. Yeah. It got really cool this afternoon. Felt that way, mind you. The temperature on the weather network didn't tell you that, but it felt like it. And then of course it's smoky.
Yeah. See, we're not smoky because we're not getting any smoke this way. But it's 31 degrees.
Oh, yes.
So it's gone from being like 15 degrees to 30. Like,
yeah, you don't have time to adjust.
There's no time for the plants to adjust or the gardens to adjust. Like, I went out and watered last night before bed and then had to go out this morning and water again. And I will have to go out and water again tonight because my tomatoes are all doing the droop already because it's been 30 degrees all day, even though they were watered earlier.
Yeah,
right?
Give them some water. Well, I saw your pictures.
But I tell you, the girls who like it. My marijuana, my cannabis plants, let me tell you, those girls love the heat.
Yeah, eh? You didn't find any friends on them, eh? Usually if there's any friends on them, they'll show up during that heat.
I got ladybugs all over them.
All right, good stuff.
I put 250 ladybugs in my solarium. So if there was anything on them, they're eating them. And then I've also got a couple praying mantises that survived out there. So my bug control inside is okay. And then my boss nicely gave me some Echo Green today, which is for grasshoppers, which is a glycine base that kills grasshoppers. So I'm going to go and eco-brand my yard after the show.
Oh, I was going to say, you got grasshoppers on your marijuana plants? Is that
I got grasshoppers all through the yard. So what this stuff does is it's a glycine base that will smother them, and it's not going to hurt your pets after 24 hours. And all you do is you put a perimeter around your yard, and they won't come in. And where you see them, you lay it, and it will wipe them out.
No,
And it's a big issue this year out here because of the heat, right, and the dryness. So where it's hot and dry, grasshoppers love. So I was saying to Shannon today, I said, yeah, I got a bunch of grasshoppers are hopping through my. She goes, there's a bucket of it over there. Somebody returned. She goes, take it home. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. I go, well, pay for it. She goes, no, I'll just take it home. So, and the bag of that is $164.
Wow. I didn't know grasshoppers. I didn't know grasshoppers were a problem.
Welcome to British Columbia. You're in Ontario.
Well, I saw you have other problems as well. You had some pictures of some guy creeping your yard or something.
Yeah. I love having cameras because now at least I, can catch them when they're trying. They tried stealing Taven's bike again. So he didn't get the bike because his bolt cutters wouldn't cut through the good lock. We bought them. But yeah, I took it to the RCMP, and because the guy's wearing sunglasses and a ball cap, there's not much they can do, but they know who he is, so they're going to keep an eye out. So
it looks like he's been going to a couple of places by the comments that are on your thread that I saw.
Yeah. He was basically casing the whole neighborhood by the sounds of it.
Yeah, because it sounds like he's gotten one in the past, right?
Right, and then down the block, I've got 4 doors down. I have a doctor and his wife and their kids live down there. And she came into the store yesterday and was telling me that they saw the thread and they've got a couple dogs in the yard that you get in, but you will not get out. So, but my husband says no more dogs. So there's no more dogs coming here.
Well, you got enough. Well, you
I
got
know,
now
and I
9.
do. Yeah, I do. I have 9 dogs. So I agree. I don't need any more dogs, but I wish that one of these was, maybe 300 pounds instead of 3.
Well, the thing is, you could put all 9 together, and it'd be the size of one.
And the thing of it is, if somebody came in the house, they'd probably go hide underneath the couch and underneath the bed.
Probably. Well, if they work as alarms, that'll help.
They didn't, though. That's the thing. That guy was in the yard at 6:30 in the morning, and nobody said anything. They
Oh,
didn't wake me
really?
up, and then I catch myself going out a half an hour later to go water the plants at 7 o'clock. And this guy was in
Oh,
the yard a half an hour before I was out in the yard.
yeah.
But he came in
That's
the veranda and tried the door. That's what creeped me out the most.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's
Don't.
okay. I got a knife.
Wow. All righty. What do you say? Time to bring in our guests.
Absolutely, they got a lot to tell us.
Right, they sure do. We got 2 ladies here as guests. They are people who are working hard to bring you, our viewers and listeners, in the community, the best cannabis event that they can. We like to welcome Tammi Stanhope and Jig Miracle. Good day, ladies. You have your mics muted. No, you're still muted, Tammi.
No, I'm unmuted. I'm muted. I'm gonna blame the weed, okay? I'm just gonna blame the weed.
You can't blame the weed because the weed helps you. It doesn't make
It
you
totally
not,
does. 100%. 100%.
right? So don't blame the weed. I blame myself before I blame the weed.
Yeah.
I
And we do it
The
ourselves.
operator.
We will mute ourselves sometimes and not realize it and start talking away and think, oh.
I mute myself when my dogs start yapping. When the dogs start yapping, you won't hear me.
Exactly. Well, Tammi and Jig, welcome to the Pace Radio Show. I look forward, and so does Tammi. Tamara looks forward to the TAMs, double TAMs, eh?
I get
look
called,
forward.
It's
I get called
smoky-
Tammy at work.
You what? Oh, Tammy.
I do.
They call you Tammy.
I get called Tammy at work because when I was a little girl growing up here, everybody called me Tammy. So when the older people that knew me when I was a little girl come into the store, I get called Tammy. And we have a girl that is Tammy at work, and then we're both turning around looking.
And it's funny
yeah,
because when your name's Tammy, people call you Tamara. So I get called Tamara all the time, even though my name's Tammy. And then I find people who are named Tamara get called Tammy all the time. It's like, what the hell?
Right? It is what it is. Like I said, I was Tammy as a little girl, a little kid. My family called me Tammy too, and I was the one that decided when I was moved to Alberta. I was 13. I thought I was better than I needed to be at work growing up. I changed my name to my actual name, right? So then in Alberta they called me Tamara. Yeah, so I'm known as Tamara to everybody.
I don't know about you guys, but I like to marijuana.
Yeah, I like that too. That's good.
That works, right?
Marijuana is the best one. I got friends. That was actually a name that was given to me by a CTV reporter when I did the first global marijuana march in Lethbridge, Alberta.
That's cool.
Oh, there you go. That's stuck.
I don't have any cool names like that. So.
Yes. All right, ladies. We're here to talk about some of the hard work that the 2 of you have been working on when it comes to a cannabis event. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let you get started. Tell us a little bit about what the event is, what it's called. I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. And tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll dig deeper into it. All right. So I don't know who wants to go first. All right, Jig, you want to go first? You're the family connection from what I understand.
Sure. So it was originally my father's idea to be able to have a cannabis event held on the reserve where we live, because we have different rules than obviously what the government had at the time. But for him, it was a way for people with their own cannabis companies to make connections. So that's what it really started out was you would have all of your vendors from everywhere come and set up, and then like make connections, do business with each other. And like we have a lot of local shops here in Tyendinaga.
Oh.
So they would all come and meet people and purchase product for their store, and just to be able to share that. And then another big part was he had like smaller classes that took place over the weekend to be able to, for people who were interested in learning, to go and learn more about either like the planting aspect or like the medical side of it. And just to be able to get people out there who have been, I guess, scared of it or grew up in the time where it wasn't the thing to be doing. So
And there's lots of them out there.
Oh, most definitely. Like even to this
There's
day.
no shortage.
No. Well, it's been difficult too, because even with our reserve that we have here, a lot of them still don't see cannabis as medicine. They still see it as an addiction, as a gateway into addiction. And that's unfortunate. But it should be treated as medicine.
And that's the thing though, is you can't change everyone's mind all at once. Obviously, there's a lot of people, like we have people who used to come into the store who were like 80 or 80, like 70 and 80, and they would come in and they'd be like, oh, I tried this a long time ago, but then it became such a bad thing, you weren't allowed to do it, and now it's like I'm hurting and I'm in pain every day, and I hear that like this is one of the most natural ways to help than to take all of those pharmaceuticals and stuff. And that's like a big thing for us, and that's the side that we've always been on is the medical side, to be able to help those people. And it was even like a thing of, if there was some people who had come in, haven't tried it in so long, it's like, here, take this for free, and then obviously if it works, like, we're going to see you back next time, right? So
you're a living.
Yeah, exactly. And when you talk to patients and they share their stories, that helps educate people. And
always, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So your dad, Jamie, wanted to do something, bring the community together, the cannabis community, and put an event on. And obviously, it sounds like it's grown since then. This is the sixth year Indigenous Cannabis Cup. Correct.
Yeah, and so over the last 3 years, I want to say, that's when Tammy and I kind of took over, and so now it's something that he's started, and he can just go to and enjoy and not have to worry about planning and doing all of those things when he doesn't have time. So,
okay. Tammy, how did you get started and involved in this event?
So it was back during the first event. Instagram.
Yeah, can you move a little? Yeah, your volume dropped down.
That was better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So first year of the Indigenous Cup, I signed up, like most of us here in Ontario, just to see, because we didn't have any outlets, there was no events, there was anything taking place like that at that point. So a bunch of us from the area and around, we all signed up to go to this Indigenous Cannabis Cup, and that's pretty much where we formed the major basis of all of our long-term cannabis business relationships. Came from that first event, because I think there was about 50 or 60 vendors, and for all of us at the time, that was absolutely insane to see that many companies in one spot. And it was literally like the most eye-opening, shocking thing that any of us, but if you were part of that, you're most of us are still here, and I think that had a lot to do with it, because we could see the potential of what we should be able to do, just like we could organize ourselves so well. And so basically from that point on, as soon as that event, and it was only a 3-day event, it was a 2-day event, but we were there for 3 days, and by the end of the 3rd day, I was like my mind was racing with all of the things that we could do. and by that point, that was it. So I started making connections, just like expo style, because I come from a
Mhm.
corporate kind of environment and stuff like that. So, but it was different, but but I just applied the same what I would do in any other environment. And I just, got to know people, made connections with companies and businesses that I thought that would be good, to see what it was
Yeah.
about, where it was going. So I joined High Canada about a month after the Indigenous Cup because I have a writing background and editing and magazine kind of stuff.
Nice.
So it was kind of like just a hand in hand kind of thing.
Mhm.
But a lot of my long-term cannabis connections come from that first event. And so by the second year, I had already started asking like Jamie and his wife, Melissa, if they needed any help doing anything and coordinating the event because I brought some skills from my business life and my day kind of stuff that I could help out. And then basically, one thing led to another, and here we are. Now
Here
it's
you are. That's right.
year,
I I
year six.
I would imagine that first event, you go into it, you have your plan, you do your plan, but you also learned piles of things that you could do, or maybe some things that you shouldn't do, but in order to make that to grow, and you probably felt really good for what you had accomplished.
I think, well, I don't know. Like, so I've done a lot of event planning in the cannabis space in the last, 8 years that I've really been going hard in it. And I have to say
Mhm.
that there's not one event that it's not till it's over that you actually just like, and I think you're always criticizing yourself and like things you could do better. You know what I mean? Because you would
Mhm.
see, because I'm also a vendor as well. I'm also a business owner in the community. So I see where things, should be better and how, vendors and small businesses need to be treated better when it comes to these events. They need to be recognized more and appreciated more for what they actually bring. Because without all of these businesses, there would be no events. So we have
Yeah.
to community nurture each other and those relationships and those business relationships because we are what makes everybody cool. If it wasn't for each other, none of us would be any freaking buddy. So
Yeah.
the way I see it is like the more we work together, the stronger we are as a legacy market. And I believe that we need that. Like we need that to go forward because we are ahead of legal cannabis. We are ahead of
Mhm.
um, a lot of things. Okay, just a lot. So I feel like we're not done fighting for that equal opportunity to
Oh
be
no.
as involved in the world of cannabis, however we choose to be. We should still be allowed that opportunity. We still have the best medication. We still have the best, all of that stuff. We're the ones who are still helping the people who actually freaking need it. So I see the value in, constantly trying to, keep good relationships in all
Mhm.
aspects of the Canadian cannabis space. And unfortunately, it's always older people that understand the core, and it's harder to keep the young ones away from, wanting to reap the immediate benefits of what they think comes with cannabis business. And
Mhm.
so I feel like, but I mean, I can't complain. We've got a lot of good companies in Ontario.
Oh
At
yeah.
the Indigenous Cup, we've managed to attract a lot of out of province businesses as well. So New Brunswick, because they're so close to us, like they have a very large presence at the Cup. Quebec has a large presence at the Cup. We have a lot of BC present at the Cup. So I
Wow.
feel pretty confident in different territories. I think we're up to like 7 different reservations at this point that are coming to
Oh,
represent.
good.
So
Good.
every year that stretch gets bigger, that reach gets bigger. And I think that's hugely beneficial to keep because I've said before, if it wasn't for the reservations and if it wasn't for, we would not be in business. So we need to be just as equally giving and working together with those because that's what keeps us all who we are and doing what we're doing. Unless, of
Oh
course, you're
yeah.
strictly just medicating family and friends. But those of us who are still trying to maintain business like anybody else should be allowed to do, those are business relationships that we need to, you know, we need to nourish and fucking be good with and understand, and then and vice versa, because we're all here to help each other and we're all here to better our businesses and, you know, work together ultimately. And I love the cup for that reason, because you ask anybody that goes, that's the vibe that you get from this event. And I think that's what is the most important thing of all the things that we do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, completely. I would imagine, like, I wasn't at I've been to a few of them, but I wasn't at the first ones. As far as like last year, you had everything all set up in the great big square and all that.
Yep.
And you had the drawing, the what was it in the center there underneath the tent? You had wasn't there an artist thing that was being painted there, right? Yeah. So as far as the footprint of the event itself, like the amount of land, like as you said, you know, things have evolved over the years. Jig, does like, I know, like, is there enough land there for you guys to keep growing? Like,
yes, most definitely. So, like, from where it first started out, the first couple years of being in my parents' backyard, that's more than enough room. And then, as well as now, so like last year, it was held out in front of my house, which we all live on a whole, like, I don't even know how many acres we have, but between us, like, on this property ourselves, we have my parents' house, my house for me and my partner, and then my grandparents, and then also out back a little bit more in the woods, back there a little bit more, we have my cousin. So we have quite a bit of coverage for property-wise to be able to expand. Like, even if we had to expand up onto the other side, I don't think that we would have a problem with that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
good. Yeah, it's good that you got that room. Yeah. Tamara, you got
I get a cup in my backyard too, but my backyard's not that big.
You can still have good events in small spaces. Like
we did. We had a fabulous event in my backyard because of COVID. We would still be doing it. In fact, I'm still thinking I might go ahead next year with another one. But before legalization, we could do it in a bar. We did it in a pub, right? But after legalization, you can't liquor and
can't do anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know they killed it.
Just like they do with everything else.
Absolutely. And and that's why I love the cup so much, really. Like,
and you know, like, it brings people together, but it not only just brings people together, but brings people into your community from out of your community, and they come in, you know, they buy gas, or they go to the store and they're buying something to eat, or they're buying a souvenir or whatever. And like, I know the one year I went down there, and the parking, it was I had to park on the road. Like, there was up and down the road. And then last year it was a parking lot.
We turned one part of our property into a parking lot. And so that's the thing this year is we have two amazing helpers, which is my partner and then Bob, who is always around. And that's always been our biggest concern, is we never have enough parking for the amount of people that come. And then obviously you have those people who I would say don't know how to drive because they also don't know how to park, but are all funny. So this year they're going to have everything sectioned out, and it's going to be like parking lot like A, B, and C, so that there's more than enough room for everyone.
Oh, good. Tammy? Yeah, your volume's gone again. Yeah, it's whenever you go over and you just adjust your volume, then everything works again. No, not a lot.
Better?
Yeah.
Issues.
Yeah, we can hear you there. You were trying to you said something and we didn't hear you. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know. Eh?
It's gone. It's
Oh,
gone.
Yeah,
there she's
move on.
back.
It's really quiet at first, and then it gets louder, and then it's the same thing every time you start talking. It's quiet, and then it progresses.
Yeah, it drops down.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
remember
know.
what I
Maybe
was
it's
gonna
your
say.
internet connection. Could be her internet connection too. Do you do you have what kind of internet? Sorry.
Yeah. Now as far as sometimes when cups and cannabis events get started, they can have a bit of um, flack from the community or people in the area. Jigs, did your dad run into any of those issues?
No. So we've always been like I here on our reserve we have like band council, and then we have longhouse, and so all of our traditional people don't vote through the government, don't vote through our band office because it's not what we believe in. And so we could care less about what the community says as long as we talk with our longhouse people. So like once we talk with them and if they're okay with it, then it's a go ahead. So even before we started having the cup, when Jamie was looking at opening like Smoke Signals itself, he went to Longhouse and he asked all of our clan mothers and everything, like, hey, this is my plan. This is
Mm-hmm.
how I want everything to go. And he goes, like, I won't do it if that's not what you guys want. But if you guys are on board, then like, well, I'll do it and I'll do it properly. And so they were completely okay with it because they understand that it's a new and upcoming thing. And his biggest view on it was he didn't want people doing like the pharmaceutical meds because I don't know if you've seen the list of like everything that can happen afterwards of taking them. It's pretty long, but so that was the biggest thing, is making sure that we're always doing like natural remedies for everything to be able to fix yourself up. Like I understand that they might not be able to fix everything 100%, but it'll definitely help with the majority
Yeah.
of everything.
Yeah.
And so he
It
did
can
the
help.
exact same thing with the cup. He went and asked, hey, is this okay? Like, we'll make sure that every year that we're putting back within the community, other than like you said earlier, the same stuff of people come, they're getting their gas, they're going to the stores and buying snacks and hitting up some of the gift shops and all of those things. And so it's never been a problem other than
Good.
when COVID hit, right? People
Good.
were obviously scared and it was a little bit stressful, but Tammy really pulled through and was able to cover all of those COVID aspects and make sure that we had masks and everything for people. So
I would like to point out,
We can't.
can't hear me again?
Come a little closer.
Better?
yeah.
Okay, let's try you. Let's try you again.
Okay. So in 2020, as you know, because it was only a few months after everything went into lockdown and whatever the situation was, nobody was sure of what was going on in the world at the time, right? We had to decide whether or not we were going to do the event. Should we do it? Should we not do it? You know, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And so from my perspective, because I too nobody knew what was going on really, I said, well, if we can figure out a way to do it by code, whatever that means, because there was no protocol for COVID and a COVID event because nobody was doing them. So I took it upon myself to go above and beyond and work with the OPP. I worked with the health department. I made sure that the plans that they made me write up a proposal to make sure that we covered all of the health and safety. We would have only X amount of people. We would supply every single person with a mask, with sanitizer, with whatever. We were only allowed to have 100 people on the field at a time. And we still went ahead and did that event because it was the point that we didn't know what was going on in the world, and we're not going to be dictated to once again in life, be told we can or cannot do something when we know that we can be safe and do it with all of the right precautions and safety and all of the right health in mind for the guests that were attending, and how not to screw up with the community and go in and be touch everything and lick things and be blatantly ignorant, or all of those things. We covered all of our grounds. Like,
Good.
So, if anything, despite whatever happened during that year and the little dispute we had for a minute, we carried on. That might have shut us down for 3 hours that day, 4 hours that day. But I would like to point out that we opened those gates after, and we continued and we carried on straight through to the next whole fucking day. And we did that event. We didn't bat an eyelash. And I'm proud that we, as a community, those of us who stayed and participated and did what we had to do, proved that, because look at the outcome now where we are with COVID and shit. I am so glad that we did what we did and we didn't give in to.
Well, it was good that you worked with the health department and the OPP and so on and so forth to do it and to make it as safe as possible for everybody.
Absolutely. Safety is number one. If we can't ensure that the community is safe and that their concerns are addressed and all of those things, then obviously we don't endanger anybody. That's not why we do these events. That's not cannabis and medical. We're not here to hurt. We can't hurt people. Like, are you kidding me? So, we carried through, and thank God we recovered from 2020 as a community, I guess. And now hopefully this year, like, everybody's more open to coming to events and more open to doing things in public. And so I'm hoping
people are pumped to show up.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that
it's
this
an
year,
outdoor event anyway. It's an outdoor event. It's not like you guys are all stuck in an arena or something. It's an outdoor event. Like, what the hell?
Oh, trust me, the battles we had to ensue because of that. And like, I'm talking like thousands and thousands of square footage we have on this property.
Right.
And we were only allowed 100
6 foot distance. Like, you could do 100 feet distance and have lots of people. Like, seriously.
Tamara, 100 people at a time on that field. That's it. And we complied.
That would probably include the vendors too.
No, I got that written in because they were stationed. They were just not allowed to be mobile. They weren't allowed to leave the booth and start roaming around. As long as they stayed put, ready, and put up their fucking tent walls. Because I was like, okay, let's make sure everybody puts their tent walls up, and then you can't say that we're like breathing on each other.
You're isolated. You're isolated.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. It was a freaking killer iron.
Good for you for doing that.
I was like, fuck this shit. I don't care. Like, we're doing this. I know.
Really? Like, fuck them. I agree. That's great.
All right, ladies, we gotta go. We gotta go to commercial break. And then when we come back, we're gonna get into this year's cup as far as all the events that are going on and vendors and stuff like that. All right.
Absolutely.
So we'll be back in about 3 minutes or so. And where am I here? Okay. As I said, we'll continue our discussion and our talk with Jig Maracle and Tammi Stanhope of the Indigenous Cannabis Cup. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more. We've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Pace Radio is the people advocating cannabis education radio network.
Are you a cannabis content creator? Are you looking for a place to have your content seen? If you answer yes to both questions, then you need to check out cbgtv.com. CBG TV broadcasting to a worldwide audience. Find us at cbgtv.com.
Are you watching television on Roku, Fire, maybe an Apple TV or even Chromecast? If you are, then download the Boxcast app and search for CBG TV.
Babe, it's spring. Just saw a robin.
Awesome. Let's get our butts to Limestone City Hydroponics. They carry Happy Frog and Ocean Forest soils and lots of promos.
Limestone City Hydroponics carry everything you need to get veggies veggin', from organic fertilizer to cloth grow pots to, well, everything. Visit them today. Don't delay. In-store, free delivery, or curbside. We're here to help. 613-548-0420.
Did you know that the Pace Radio Network isn't just a radio network? That's right, because most, but not all of our programming is now done via video and is then podcasted at paceradio.net. So if you want to watch our programming, you'll find us on the Pace Radio Network's Facebook page, plus the show's own page, and you'll find us live on the network's YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can find it all, video and audio, at paceradio.net.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection! We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from, the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tyendinaga.
We have two lines of drinks. One is called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with. And then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Robot free. Okay, I gotta go.
Back to watch the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at cbgtv.com and paceradio.net. And okay, Tammy, your mic was muted there. I see. No, not any longer.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, we can hear you. All right, so let's get into the first segment. We talked about the past, a bit about the past, how things got started, and how you both got involved and everything. So let's talk about this year's event when it comes to all your performers, the singers. You got some glass blowing, your vendors, so on and so forth. So let's dig into all of that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who goes first. Let's try Tammy. Well, if her mic's still working.
Yeah. Is it working? Can you hear me? Me? Okay. Well, we'll start with the glass tent because I think it's an important feature this year, because last year we did kind of like a trial run of the idea of a glass tent, putting a bunch of glass artists underneath. Now, of course, at the time of this great thought, I didn't realize that wrangling glass blowing artists were like chasing cats. But I was like, okay, I can do this. And so last year it was really good. I think we had 13 glass artists come out, which was a big deal in the glass community to have 13 of them hang out together for like 4 days, right? Then go do classes together. And anyways, it caused a lot of good vibes in the community and the glass blowing community. And so there was a lot of excitement for the possibilities of what we could do this year. So this year we have like, oh my goodness, like at the end of the count, probably going to be over 20 glass artists.
Wow.
We have a lot of out of province and out of country, like some Americans coming in, and we have stations. So we have like professional technicians coming in and putting in the fucking stations, because I'm all about safety, and that's like I'm stickler for safety.
Good.
We're gonna do.
Well, you're dealing with a lot of gases, obviously.
I think it's just one gas, but either way, I don't care. It's still got to be safe. Safety is first.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. But so we have glass games. There's going to be a contest, a nature piece, glass making contest. There's just a bunch of exciting stuff just in that tent alone. That it's a big tent. They're all under one roof. It's going to be really good. I'm super excited.
Are are they creating something over the weekend that's going to be judged, or are they just there doing it as a demonstration?
Yes, so it'll be a piece that the only criteria is it has to be a nature piece, and it will be judged on look and functionality, because some people want that functionality part to it. But the creative, but you're open to create what you want. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a cannabis. It's a glass piece. It's a nature piece, however you want to interpret it.
Right.
So yeah, so that will be
functional glass art is really
functional and look.
Just imagine some of the stuff that people will come up with, because that's a vast array of things. It could be an animal, it could be a tree,
it could be absolutely.
It could be, there's so many interpretations of that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we figured for the first one, like, let's do it.
It is like that.
Yeah, and we got some really good judges, very reputable and well-known judges that are respected in the community, that people will be more than proud that they judged their piece for something.
Right.
Plus, I'd also like to mention that we are working with the Great Canadian Glass Gathering. I would also like to point that out. We are a sponsor for the Great Canadian Glass Gathering.
Oh, good stuff.
As well as they are for us. And so we are across, helping with resources and doing what we can to create, because again, I came into the glass tent idea fully aware that the Great Canadian Glass Gathering had their own thing already established. And because it's all about the vibe in the community, there's no point in trying to create something different when something already exists, and there's got to be a way for us to just work together and make it better. And so I reached out to them, and we've had some chats, and I was like, this is a great fit. Like, let's roll. Let's try this out. And then after all of both of our events are over, I'm going out to BC in September. So I'm going to make some pit stops around and chit chat to some people so that we can, sometimes you just have to sit with somebody so they can get you and you can get them, you know what I mean? And it just kind of helps create better relationships. So there is more to the glass thing. Again, it's about involving community and as many people as we can.
Yeah, I know. Some of the stuff that they create is just phenomenal.
They need to learn to work together. And that's been a downfall for the legalization side of things. Nobody wanted to work together.
Yep.
So as far as I'm concerned, the Indigenous model has been the best model ever. Well before, like you said, it's so much farther ahead. It's evolved so much farther. It's working with the plant and what the plant needs to do to benefit the patient, not about the pocket. I mean, the money's good too, right? But the morality is different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Even during COVID, like when they imposed all those rules into establishments, like to have, you need to have like a glass booth and you gotta make sure that nobody touches anybody. I'm sorry, but Tyendinaga, within like freaking 2 weeks, they only were closed. Those shops were only closed for 2 weeks. And within 2 weeks, they imposed health and safety standards way before any of the other freaking legalization stores and anybody else had a freaking idea on how to handle the situation. 2 weeks it took them to get their shit together and be back open for business.
Good.
Right?
Good.
They're essential business.
Absolutely. That too. That was good. I like that part of it.
And I love that part about it, that that they were able to continue working, like a grocery store or something, because it was an essential item. So as backwards as these government officials and bureaucrats think, at least it became an essential for everybody that's concerned, right?
Yeah. All right. So anything else on the glass blowing?
No, that's it. Sorry.
All right. Jigs, what part of Jigs, what part of the event would you like to cover?
I don't really do a whole lot of that stuff like Tammy does. I'm a big money and organization person, so I'm
administration.
so I'm the one that takes care of like making the big payments, making sure that everybody gets paid and all of those things. But
I know what I'm going to say.
Can't hear you, Tammy.
Yeah, you cut out.
No way.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know another exciting part that I can contribute if you want to hear about it.
Oh.
No?
Do you you're on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Oh well, your volume's good there. Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know whether it's
Do you have
my
a bunch of windows open? Like, do you have a bunch of other windows? And you also got Instagram. Do you have Instagram going on your computer or on your phone?
No, it's on my phone.
Okay, so do you have any other windows open on your computer?
Nope.
All right.
Just thought maybe that.
All right.
Yeah, I just thought maybe that might be slowing it down or something.
Yeah. Okay, so you get to handle the unglory part. The part that people don't see. And that's all that stuff goes on behind the scenes that keeps it flowing. Like you say, you pay the bills, you look after. Yeah.
And like that's a huge thing too, like especially because like I'm the one that owns the property, so it's being held out in front of my house. So I make sure that we get all of that stuff and that everything's good. And the one thing that I am bringing this year is the same guy who did our big mural last year for us. He's going to come back and he's going to do puff and paint classes for us.
Oh, nice.
So I think he's going to run
3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Oh,
which isn't bad.
good.
So you can sign up beforehand and like transfer him money for your spot, or even if there's a couple things, like he's pretty good with if he has say 12 spots altogether and say only 9 people sign up, he'll just fill those other 3 and he won't charge people. And he's really good. He's an amazing artist and he does so much like in our community for people that are here, but also all out in Belleville because that's where he's from. So
right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, back to you, Tammy. Performers.
It's Friday, so this year it's 3 days, so it's close to the public. I can't. Oh, it's gone again?
No, you're good now.
Yes, no?
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Go ahead.
The Friday is a closed vendor day, and it's closed to the public, and it's only open to vendors and sponsors, and it's a B2B kind of an opportunity for the small businesses to do business with each other before the event begins on the Saturday. We're also going to do the awards that day. So there's a lot of things. We're going to have a barbecue for the vendors, and there's going to be a lot of things for just the vendors on the Friday, which no other event actually gives back to the vendors. So
B2B, business to business.
That's right.
Right. So that'll be happening on Friday. I assume from what I'm seeing on your Facebook wall and the posts and the notifications I'm getting, the different performers for the stage.
What have we posted? We've posted Brad and Native Pool Boy will be the MCs for the weekend. And then we have
hang on. I'm just bringing up your Facebook page. Come on, where'd you go? There it is. There you go.
July 22nd. That's not too far off. That's pretty close. Awesome.
Okay,
Gary Farmer. I'm old. I got to put my reading glasses on. Gary Farmer.
I can't. Tammy, can you? Yeah, you can hear me. Do you want to tell us about this performer? Oh, I can't hear you.
Everybody can hear me.
Try that again. Yeah, you could try that. Tammy, you know what Tamara just said there?
What's that?
You could go back out of
Okay,
the close off StreamYard, and then go back to the link that Al sent you and click back in, and it might reset the whole thing. So that might be an option if you want to try that. That might work to get your volume back.
yeah. All right, so
Just there's a
there it
bad
goes.
connection
There you
going
go.
on.
Hey, Jig. It's all up to you now, Jigs.
Now,
Okay,
she's muted
you're
too.
muted. She's muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. The only other thing
That's
that I really do is like the online tickets and stuff like that. And so the one other thing that we are trying to do, we're trying to get it figured out right now, is our other smoke signal store up in Ganassadage, so Quebec area. They're trying to organize a coach bus to bring down a load of people. To bring down both a load on the Saturday and the Sunday. So
okay.
Better?
Yes.
Let's give it a shot, Tammy.
See? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Go ahead for now. I think we're still going to have the problem, though. All right.
So how many tickets?
try
How
it.
many tickets are you guys actually like? What's the volume? Like, how many tickets are you printing?
So we don't print them. It's just an online thing through Eventbrite. And so pretty much when you go on Eventbrite, you just look up ICC 2023, just because if we put the full name, they usually tend to shut down our page.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just look on there and then you purchase your tickets. And so I believe when I made it, there was 1,000 tickets each day to be sold, which we've never hit that limit. A lot of people just show up and pay at gate, which is a big option. But a lot of the people that do buy tickets,
that is an option though too, right? People can just show up and pay at the gate, so they don't have to, if they don't have access to internet or or they're, because some people right? Oh crap! I'm gonna have
80% yeah, dogs. All right. So people can purchase the tickets online. They can in order to get in there, or they could pay at the door. That's perfectly fine as well. All right. Good to know, because people, it's and how much is it to get in?
I believe we're leaving it the same as last year, 25 per person.
25 per person. Okay. Tammy's nodding yes.
Yeah. Just so people don't fight and argue and be like, well, it wasn't advertised, it wasn't this. Like,
that's a reasonable price. Like, do you sell a kit though? Like, so for the cup per se, like, do you do entries and then people buy a kit so that they can judge?
And you can buy kits and and everything started this weekend, hopefully.
Weekend pass kind of thing, like. So if they buy a kit for whatever it is, like give them a weekend pass, or they pay $25 a day too.
No. Okay, I wasn't sure. You're cutting out again.
Yeah. Now, just so you know, Tammy.
Sorry?
Go ahead. Keep going. Speak while you can.
So I was going to say, so the kits are only $275. We've managed to keep the cost at its bare minimum, and those are stacked kits if anybody has ever got one before. And so the passes aren't included because the kits are so well priced that, you know what I mean? It's just another layer of things that we have to track that really isn't necessary. So no, the passes are not included. But that being said, it's only $25 entry and it's $25 for camping. So if you want to stay for the night, you don't got to go anywhere. Bring your tent.
That's totally reasonable.
$150 for your whole day and night. Like, it's totally worth it, like.
And then you bring entertainment and everything and camping and everything. Like, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Now, the camping, as you mentioned, you said tent. I noticed on one of the posters it said no RVs.
So that's only for vendor. That's a vendor option. So vendors that come, we do allow, but they also pay a premium for those spots. Like, they pay for that. It's not just given to spaces at a premium. So we have to charge accordingly.
Well, that's because it would be power, right? Like you'd have to have power hookups and stuff for RVs and stuff. So, or, you know what I mean? Is that one of the reasons, or?
Well, yeah, there's just a lot, right? Because don't forget, their houses are on this property. So it's, you know, it's a major, you know, we use their hydro. I mean, there's things that we've had to work in over the years to make it more easy that way.
Yeah, and any infrastructure you might add to it, that all costs money. Any infrastructure.
And if you got everybody your hydro, you're going to get a bill. It's outrageous just for one person.
It's always been good. Yeah, no, it's always been good. We're very good at we've been very good the last
good. Now, just so you know, Tammy, if this audio problem keeps persisting, you do have an option. You can go to your phone and to your cell phone, and you could click on that link, and it'll still work in your cell phone. All right, if it becomes a problem.
Okay.
All right, we do that. We can do that. That's like Tamara. Tamara's on her phone, right?
No, I'm back on my computer now. I during the break, my computer decided to behave itself. I brought myself back on the computer because the phone never wants to sit right. Then you can't really join. Your hands
it falls, and you're like, ah, damn.
So when it comes to the kits, as far as distribution, I think from the poster I saw, everything's got to be in by certain dates.
Friday.
June, yeah.
This Friday.
Pardon me?
So what are your entries? Like,
it's Friday. There you go.
Patch, shatter. Like, what are the entries and what are the limits?
Yeah, so there's, I believe, like 13 categories. So it's your, you know, indica, outdoor, indica, hybrid, sativa, and then you got your edibles, which we have split up into 2 categories. So we have edible candy, and then we have edible food. We have the extracts are broken up into like solventless. We have, like your basic breaking up of those. So I think there's 4. We have a CBD category. We have a psilocybin edibles category, which we started last year, and this will be the 2nd year of implementing that into the, you know, a lot of people this year wanted to know why there wasn't a mushroom category in itself. And I had to remind them kindly that you're lucky that we're even doing any sort of category at this time, because we are the only ones that have included that in, because it's always gone hand in hand as far as I'm concerned in the cannabis community. This isn't something that is new to us. Maybe a lot of information is new. There's a lot of new stuff that we're learning, but it's definitely not new to us. So I don't see why it should be not. Like now it's like a no-no. Like that's just crazy to me.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people, people are finding benefits. So
majorly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there's a lot of good categories. There's topicals, which is getting bigger every year. The amount of entries that we have in the topicals category gets more and more. It's like super exciting. I love seeing it's exciting. I don't know, man. I still get as excited every year to see what everybody is like done, and I don't know. It's exciting. Like I get a huge thrill out of it.
And you know, people, you know, they're doing this to win. You know, trying to, you know, hopefully win something. So they're trying their, you know, should be putting the best product forward, in order for, you know, to be able to win.
And so like creative too. Like, you know, last year was the first year we had beverages, like, you know, in cans, and like there was just like some things that you're just like, oh shit, like, you know, I know it's out there, but like, oh goodness, now this is actually part of like, so I mean, everything, just things that you're just like, you're so excited to see. That's why we split up the categories, because
correct, because
you can't like candy against a beef jerky. Like what the hell? Like it's not even comparable. Like, those are 2 different things, you know.
Different things. So yeah, you've gotten enough that it's allowed you to split those into different categories within the products, which is great.
Absolutely.
Good. All right, ladies. We're gonna head for break.
Yep.
All right. And when we get back, we're gonna talk more about the cup as far as being able to to get it, whether it's still available, so on and so forth. But let's see. Off we go. When we return, Tamara and I will continue our conversation with our guests, Jig Maracle and Tammi Stanhope of the Indigenous Cannabis Cup. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
When you think of the number of unique products developed in the fields, kitchens, and labs at Legacy 420, it's hard to think that one stands out above the rest. But tell that to the thousands of people who have tried this amazing breakthrough product.
This is our Sacred Salve. This is actually our extra strength. It comes in 5 different strengths. It's all natural, all organic. It typically works within 10 to 15 minutes of putting it on. It's good for arthritis, it's good for inflammation, any kind of pain. We're very proud of it.
Sacred Salve, so easy to apply, along with soothing relief. To select a strength that's right for you, come in and talk to your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
Pace Radio Network. By patients, for patients, and for those who want to know.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you a cannabis content creator? Are you looking for a place to have your content seen? If you answer yes to both questions, then you need to check out cbgtv.com.
Babe, it's spring. Just saw Robin.
Awesome. Let's get our butts to Limestone City Hydroponics. They carry Happy Frog and Ocean Forest soils and lots of pro mix.
Limestone City Hydroponics carry everything you need to get veggies veggin', from organic fertilizer to cloth grow pots to, well, everything. Visit them today. Don't delay. In-store, free delivery, or curbside. We're here to help. 613-548-0420.
Let's share Pace everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the program. Tonight our guests are Jig Maracle and Tammi Stanhope of the Indigenous Cannabis Cup. All right, ladies.
Can you hear me?
For this segment, let's get into these kits and stuff. As you mentioned, Tammi, the stuff's got to be in by Friday, which is June the 9th.
Yeah.
Now, as far as people getting the kits, how about like, do they have to come there? Do you mail them? How is this stuff that get done?
So starting next Sunday, so the 18th, the kits go on sale. There's 100 available for purchase, and you can buy them at Smoke Signal Shop starting on the 18th, but you can get them shipped out as well. We do have a lot of people out of province to purchase the kits. So we have 3 shipping days that will be available between the date they go on sale right through until like a week before the closing of the voting, because after that, there's no point of us sending you a kit if you can't vote. So we have that. Yeah. So it's open. So first 100, that's it. They're gone.
So it's not something where somebody can pre-order. It's the first 100 people.
No
Whether
pre-order.
it's
So
combined.
First come, first
Yeah.
serve kind of thing, right?
First
And how do
come,
you, how do people get a hold? Do you do that through the web, Facebook? How do you do that?
Yep. So you can message through Facebook. You could message Indigenous Cannabis Cup 2023 at gmail.com, or you can go right into the Smoke Signal shop and pick up a kit right away.
Well, that would be a long
Sounds
hike,
like you,
but I would like to maybe get my hands on them. So
They're really exciting. I'm not gonna like it. They are super exciting. Like it really is exciting.
yeah,
It
like
is.
and to be fair, like I'm in British Columbia, right? Like there's probably never a time. Like I was looking back at the last one I was in Ontario. It's been 10 years, Al. 10 years since
wow.
the
Oh,
last two
wow.
ago, right? So when I think about the
Yeah.
fact that we're going to get back to Ontario, it's been 10 years, and I kept saying every year, "Yeah, I'll be back next year." And
Oh yeah,
it
happens.
So 100 kits, I'd say you'd probably, a day. I don't know how long they'll last, but I would think if you're in the area, you want to get down there as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Absolutely.
they don't usually sell out in the first day. That's never the case. You know what I mean? Like never.
So
you got about a week.
Yeah. Okay. Now, as far as the judging end of things, how are people? They have you have a website online where people got to go to enter their information, or like.
So it's a third-party website that tracks IP addresses and does the data collection to make sure that no more than 2 kits per household are logged from the same IP address when you vote. So when you buy your judge kit, you'll get the link to the voting website, and you can go in and out of that at any time. You're not expected to like have all your answers right away. You can go in and then go back out and then go back in and fill in as you go. So that you get stoned and you forget what you tried, or
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
I know that.
That's right. So you can go in, you can make your choices, and then you can go back out and go back in, and then do what you got to do before you push submit. And then you have about, I think it's a month. You have 1 month until judging closes to get your choices in. And we have a lot of people that share their kits with other people because it is a lot of product to get through. So you divide it up, you and your friend, and you do some of the bath stuff or the topicals, and you try some, and so we find a lot of people have a lot of fun with because it is a good amount of stuff. It's pretty exciting.
They have parties, judging
parties.
It's
Super exciting. Yeah, it is. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. Now I know you're still people can still bring stuff in, so you can still be the numbers can change. But do you get any idea? I don't know whether you want to say or not, but approximately how many things would be in a kit?
No idea. That's the surprise every year. It's like the surprise bag of the year as far as that goes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We'll see when you open the bag.
That's it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Well,
that's amazing.
Well, and be surprised.
It typically, so usually on day 1 of the sales, we do get a good chunk of people that come in and buy kits. So usually by mid-afternoon on the 18th, you start seeing a little bit of, you'll see some posts of, somebody opened their judge kit and started posting pictures. Like we do get a lot of that because they tag the Indigenous Cup Instagram page. So it doesn't really take long before the cat's out of the bag, what's really in those kits, but we definitely don't, we don't tell anybody, we don't disclose anything until somebody is the first person to open it up.
You can't blame me for trying.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's substantial, because all you have to do is think they've got 100 kits.
I know.
Right? So that means that there's a lot more product than what you think there probably is.
There's lots there. Yeah.
Categories? Oh, there'll be lots there.
Oh yeah. Just the fact that some of the categories are split in.
Like I said, so many kits, so many categories, it'll be kick ass.
Oh yes.
We do
Yes.
have judge kit sponsors as well. We have people that,
Oh, you faded again. Can't hear you.
Better?
Yep.
Yeah. So we do have good kid sponsors as well, and that's just goodies and
We have Judges Kit
Oh,
sponsors that put extra goodies and free stuff into our bags.
Oh, okay.
nice.
yeah.
Nice. Good, 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 good.
That's it. Well, you know,
It's,
it's people like it. They'll go back and buy it.
swag. Everybody
Yeah.
loves swag.
Yeah.
What was
No,
that, Tamara? I didn't hear you.
I said, well, people like it, they will go back and buy it. So, you know, it's
Yeah.
sponsor stuff. It's some free stuff. It's a good PR, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like I want to say over the last month, like ever since Tammy posted just about Judges Kits in general, like the first day that she posted, I think that we had like 10 different messages of like, oh, where do I send my information? Where do I send my money? Like all of that stuff. And it's like, whoa, like I get that you're excited. Like I'm excited too, but we gotta wait.
Right. And that's the best part about it. People have been, you know, waiting for and now it's opening up again, and things are starting to open up again, and people are having events. And I think it is exciting because people are looking to have some fun.
Oh yeah. And like especially like I was saying, those people that have messaged, I recognize their names. So they're names that people have ordered previously and ordered last year. Right? So,
oh yeah, they're ready. They're all ready to go.
They're ready.
They've been waiting
Excited.
since February for this.
Right? It's like, let's get going. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Vendors, any vendors offhand that you want to mention who will be there? I know that I assume friends of mine will be there.
Friends of yours?
Sponsors,
Who?
anything that you want to mention offhand?
Oh, so
Go ahead.
like we have our Smoke Signals Quebec, as always, crew coming out. We have a lot of our same bigger names that are coming through. But yeah, no, we usually like to wait until, again, it's more for the safety of the vendors. You know what I mean? Like I like to, it is such a large group of people. Like why, you know, we if word of mouth is good, you know, we're good with that.
It is exactly, you know, and it won't take long. People know, you know, it's
now you just tell the right, tell the right people.
It's good. Yeah. And you know, some of the vendors travel from event to event to event, and you really get to know them, you know, if you're a person that go to these different events and cover them like, you know, yourself. So okay, let's see what else. Now you mentioned when it comes to the voting, it's done online. Now, are there certain questions that for each category? You know, for example, is it how does it smell? How does it taste? Does it smooth? Does it burn right? Anything? You know, like is there?
Right. So in a perfect world, it would be like the most detailed, you know, but it's not. We're not there yet. It's still a growing side to the entries and honestly, the breakdown of the categories next year, they will be completely different than what you see now and what you know now as a judging standard for what we're going to do with the flower categories and stuff. So, you know, by next year, we'll focus more on taste, looks, all of that. Right now, it's just we're still at here's the entries, pick your favorite. And again, that is just because with an ever evolving cannabis space, and again, like I said, the way that we judge, and you know, we all know that terpenes and what we like, I don't know, not speaking for everybody, but we don't judge weed anymore by indica, sativa, hybrid. Like I've never judged it like that. It was cool when it came out and we were all like, oh, what's this? But
you getting stoned?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to, you know, we're gonna take it back a couple notches and more expand on like the taste and the smell, but you know, change the way we judge the categories. basically.
Yeah.
So this year's the last, so this year again, it'll just be by, here's your 7 indica selections. Which one do you like the best?
Right. Yeah.
Until next year when we get more in detail, because some things will change in that area.
But
I know with
consumers, they don't care.
No.
Most consumers don't care about terpenes and the CBD levels and all. Patients do, but that's when they're looking for a patient. When it comes to a kit and they want to have fun and use, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, they're not looking for terpene levels and the CBD levels. They're looking for, is it helping me? Yeah. If it's not, this stuff is good. This stuff's not. Like, it's pretty easy to decipher what's good and what's not, without knowing terpene, CBD, THC, like all the ins and outs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody has a different opinion on what tastes good and how it affects all of us. Each of us is different.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's all online and super easy to.
Easy. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Let's see what else can. Oh, we were trying to talk to you earlier about the performers, but we were having audio issues there with you. As I mentioned, there was the. What was his name?
Yes, we have Aspect. He's a hip hop, R&B, jazz, blues, independent, but also very collaborative artist in the space, like in all genres, basically. This is going to be his 3rd year performing at the Cup. He's been a huge assistance in the entertainment area over the last few years since meeting him. So he'll be permanent going forward. But we have like Native Pool Boy, who is he's on APTN. He's in his 3rd year of the show called Merchants of the Wild. He also is pretty, popular on TikTok as a stand-up comedian. This will be his 2nd year performing as an MC, along with Rad Brad, who is a representative of some major legacy cannabis brands. We all know.
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian as well, a musician. He's done a lot in the music space too in his own life. We have Digital Flyer, who has performed like 4 times at the Indigenous Cup. So he kind of gets the audience. He kind of knows what kind of music they like while they're trying to just, shop and do their thing. So last year we made sure, we secured him for this year to be the solo DJ for the weekend. We also have Gary Farmer and the Troublemakers, which is pretty exciting. In its own, I've gotten a lot of feedback from the Indigenous community of how freaking excited they are that he is coming. And if you know, if you know who Gary Farmer is, then, hats off to you, because he's a piece of work and he definitely is an icon in all forms of entertainment in the Indigenous space. So it's kind of a big deal for a lot of people that he's coming, and he's bringing his crew. Derek Miller is also coming. He's out from Six Nations up here, so he's part of the Troublemakers as well. And I don't know who else we've posted. There's more to come, but that's all I can say is who we've posted.
Awesome. Sounds like a great lineup.
Yeah, I'm just sort of quickly. Yeah, I was going down through some of your posts here, and from what I'm seeing, you named off a good amount of them. It just the page can't keep up.
Yeah, so it's good. It's pretty stacked.
Come on.
We've got lots of other things to release over the next. So after we get the judge kit sorted this weekend and started going out next weekend, that's when you'll see a majority of the activity online with who else is coming, what you can expect, what type of things are going to be going down. The next month is going to be where we jam in everything to get everybody. You share too much, like this event, everybody knows a year in advance it's going to happen. So there's only so much information that you can feed out right away that, like, do you want to know everything? Do you really want to know everything? Because that's not really exciting, but the last month, if you know you're going or you're on the fence, and you see all this stuff that, like, holy shit, you know what, I'm going to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you put it out in little drips and drabs, get the interest going, and then as the event gets closer and people are getting their plans, and then you hit them with more and more information,
Right.
and to get people really interested in showing up. So
That's right.
yeah, exactly. All right, that's good. Now, is there anything else on the event that you would like to touch on? We talked about the kits, how to get them, when things got to be in, the ticket sales, obviously the performers.
Just tell
Let's
your
see
friends.
what.
Come on out.
What's that?
Just tell
What's
your
that?
friends. Tell all your friends. Come on out. It's going to be a
Right.
good.
Oh, here's a
Exactly.
question. Are you going to have food available on the site? Will there be
Absolutely.
food vendors?
You betcha. Yeah.
So you can eat and you can eat and smoke and watch some entertainment, hang out, camp. That sounds like a heck of a good time.
It is.
Right? Then you can just
It
stay.
is.
Like, you don't even have to like get there, park, camp, buy a pass for every day of the week. You know, you got your kit, bring it along. Like that's a great weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday on Facebook, a memory came up from, was it 2019? But it was a cup memory, and I had a bunch of pictures of the one of the booths blocks of hash, all the different hash that the person had, and that memory came up, so I shared it as a reel, and I put a wonderful world as the backup for the music cover day, and you see all the different hash things. Holy fuck! It's good. It was nice to see, and stuff I hadn't seen in a long time. And
The bricks are impressive. The hash category gets bigger every year. The amount of hash entries, which is kind of shocking because I come from a time where like hash was abundant. Back in the day, it was kind of like a main, and then it went away completely, and now it's just like now you're luring it back out into the public. And so I expect this year that we're gonna have, probably a good chunk amount of hash because everybody's bragging about their hash, and I don't mean hash rosin, or I mean like hash, like black cherry hash, black hash, blonde hash. Like we got some people throwing down some of their hash this time. It's going to be
That's
good.
that's when I started smoking. When I started smoking cannabis, it was hash. It wasn't flour.
Yeah.
You didn't get flour.
That's right. Honey oil, black oil, hash. Like that was like the basis of everything. That's at one point it was the only thing that I could get. I couldn't even get fucking weed. So like
me too. So we must be about the same age. I'm an 80s chick. So
that's what I mean. So 100%. Like it's but yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to see old school shit come back into like trendy and cool, and it's like whatever. All right, let's see the plant. Let's do this. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So we should tell for those who don't know where you are, how people can find the store.
So we're in Tyendinaga, right on one of the main highways. So Highway 49, which goes straight from getting off the highway right over into the county into Picton. And I guess we're about a good midway. Like we're good in between both of those destinations. And so you can just look us up on Google, and then it shows up the store, and then you can follow directions from there.
Yeah. And it's
and
really
it's on every post as well. I'd like to point out it's on every post. The address of the event is on every post.
Yeah.
Good. Because people ask, hey, how do I get there? Where is it? And stuff like that. And it is easy to find. 401 Highway 49 South.
Oh yeah, super easy. Yeah.
Super easy. Just after the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
right. It's right there.
Couple set of lights on the way there.
Right. Yeah, right at the lights, and you're in.
You're in. You're there. Yeah, it's good. It's not hard to find whatsoever.
Nope.
All righty. Well, anything else you want to bring up, Tamara? Any other questions?
No, I think this is just great, and I can't wait to order my kit.
Oh yeah, it's so fun. You'll like
Next
it.
weekend I get paid. Like I'll put the money away right now.
Oh yeah.
God. Yeah.
You'll be excited. You'll like it. Yeah.
Well, I missed out on a few opportunities out at the coast that I was supposed to go to and didn't at 420. So yeah, I think I need to have a
treat yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I can participate in the cup, even if I'm all the way out here. I still can judge. I can still go through all that, then I'm still participating and supporting
Absolutely.
and being, part of it. So
Yeah.
That's right.
And
also
don't forget,
anybody can
Tamara.
enter.
Anybody can enter. There you go. I was just gonna
All
say,
across Canada.
you're a candy maker.
We
Tamara's
accept,
candy
yeah,
maker.
we accept entries across Canada. This is not a strictly Ontario event. This is a Canadian event. This is every small business in Canada can participate in this event. That's why we keep
it cut off when it has to be there by Friday, though, right?
Friday.
Yeah.
I know, you're a BC, right? Like, I'm like,
there'd be like no way possible even with the mail to get it there by Friday because it's already what day is it? Thursday tomorrow, so I've got 2 days. It would be impossible.
You have to be overnight delivery,
No, I can't even get. I can't get overnight delivery from Cranbrook. Like if I was, it's 2 days minimum.
But for next year, definitely.
I can always get ready for next year, right?
Absolutely. Like it's.
Well, I won both years. I had my cup. I won both years, and I didn't even do the counting.
See.
So that's the only two cups was my own.
Which is another reason why it's all done online, because I don't want ever anybody to think that anybody's hand counting a ballot or judging them. That's not how this works. And do it by login and different IP addresses, and then you can print it and people can see. No bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it makes everything just a lot more easy. Then you can.
When there's never any questions, right? There's nobody ever can say or ask a question. There's the integrity is there. And that's the best thing about it. But cannabis people have integrity. That's
right.
just the way we are, right?
That's right. So, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming on. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You too. You too. Yes.
The shout out time. Person, place, a thing, website, Facebook page.
Indigenous Cannabis Cup on both Instagram and Facebook page. They're both named the same thing. Tell your friends, come. Like that's what it's about. You know what I mean? If you can't be there, tell 10 other people to go in your place. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is about.
Right? Bringing communities together. And that's what we
all right, Tiggs, anything you want to say before we go?
Just you can buy tickets early online. You can get them now. Eventbrite at ICC 2023, and then just a huge thank you to Bob and Mark, our two other people that Tammy and I
men on the ground.
Oh
my God, they
wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Holy fuck! 100%.
Right, exactly.
But they also would never be the ones to get on here and chat their faces.
No,
nobody, ever.
Well, thanks both of you for taking the time.
Yeah. Thank you for having us, guys.
You're very welcome. Appreciate you coming on. Thanks to our sponsors, legacy420.com, Limestone City, Hydroponics.ca, the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Huge thank you to our guests, Jig Maracle and Tammi Stanhope of the Indigenous Cannabis Cup, Tamara, and everybody else who's watching and listening. Thank you for doing so, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.